everyone, welcome to my channel. This is going to be my first video. I have been watching budgeting and cash stuffing videos for years now, and I just never had the courage to start my own channel, but here we are now. 2023 is going to be the year that we take control of our finances and get our stuff together. I am 27 years old. I live with my wife and our 4-year-old son. This debt that I'm going to be showing you is our current numbers as of today. I got all the numbers today, and this debt is mine and my wife's debt combined. We definitely see money as we put it in one pot and we put it where it needs to go together. Her debt is my debt is her debt. So these are all of our numbers together. I thought that this would be the best way to start my channel, just so we can see where we're at now and where we are a year from now and 2 years after that and whatever. But these are going to be listed from the smallest balance to the largest balance. I'm not sure if we're going to stick with the snowball method. We might switch to avalanche, but you will see soon that avalanche may not be the best for us because all of our debts have very high interest rates. But you know, it is what it is, and we're going to handle it now. So we're just going to get started. The first debt is a credit card, and it is a Children's Place credit card. The balance is $230. The interest rate is 30%, and I think it may even be closer to 31. I think I might have read the statement wrong, but I just put 30. And the minimum payment is $29. Obviously, this was closed for our son that we should have just bought in cash, but we didn't. But it is a small balance, and we plan on tackling that this month. This month as in May. Then the next one is my City Mobile credit card. This one, the story behind this one is it was my everyday credit card. Groceries and gas, pay it off. Groceries and gas, pay it off. But then, Beyonce announced that she was going on tour. And then the pre-sale was for City One or City Mobile. City One or City Mobile. I can't remember what they're actually called, but a City credit card. So you had to have a City credit card to get pre-sale tickets. And then I got the tickets. They were not $274. They were a little less than that. So some of this is gas, but I got the Beyonce tickets and then said, oh, I'll pay it off, before the statement is due. And I did not. If I'm being honest, I did not. So they're still sitting on there, and some gas and a little bit of groceries. And then that's where the $274 is coming from. The interest rate is 28.74%, and the minimum payment is $41. This credit card, it used to be my everyday all the time, but the limit was a lot higher. I have been budgeting for about 2 or 3 years now, but I just switched to zero-based budgeting and have gotten a lot better at keeping track of everything. But I thought my payment was due on the 4th and it was due on the 3rd, and I missed a payment technically because I paid it a day late, and they dropped my limit from $5,000 to $300. So this is almost maxed out. So we are also going to be handling this in May. It will be paid off in May. The next one is an upgrade credit card, and the balance is $803.01. The interest rate is 29.49, and the minimum payment is $60. This one, I'm not really sure what happened. I know it's probably a lot of our debt, and I will say this, a lot of our debt, credit card wise, is from not being prepared for something that comes up. So any car repairs, anything, I'm telling you, anything. You get invited to a baby shower that you weren't expecting. You get invited to a party, a kid's birthday party, anything. We just weren't prepared for it. Things would pop up and it would be like, oh, just put on the credit card, we'll pay it off, when we get paid. And then we never do. So a lot of this has just come from not saving up. Like we have an emergency fund, but if it's not an emergency, I'm not touching the emergency fund. I'd rather just put it on a credit card. That was my mentality before, not anymore. But so a lot of our credit card debt is just not being prepared. So we are using sinking funds now. Um, I just ordered all the envelopes last month, and we will be stuffing them from here on out so that we will be more prepared for things that pop up. The next one is a Credit One credit card, and it has a balance of $906.57, and it also has a very high interest rate of 28.15 and a minimum payment of $46. Again, just stuff that we didn't prepare for and needed to use a credit card. And then we love the statement, we'll pay it off when we get paid. Or we'll pay it off when we get paid. Don't worry about it. We'll pay it off when we get paid. Not anymore. We don't use our credit cards anymore. Some of them are cut up. Some of them are in a safe. We just don't touch them anymore. Next one is Credit One number 2, and it has a balance of $1,139.67. High interest rate yet again, 28.65%, and a minimum payment of $57. Same story, just not prepared. Affirm, now this one, okay, Affirm is, everybody knows what Affirm is, but what this is my cell phone. So it's currently had a balance of $1,380.04. The interest rate is 27.9%, and the minimum payment is $76.66. So I had an iPhone 10. I want to say it was a 10. And it looked fine, but it just was really slow. I didn't keep up with the upgrades on it. And if you have Apple, if you do not upgrade if you don't update them, like do the general updates, they start acting funky. So I hadn't been updating it and it was just acting weird. So I decided to get a new phone. But I have Mint Mobile. And if you have Mint Mobile, you can't just go into a store and buy a phone. Well, you could if you have the money to, which I did not. But I had to use Affirm. They use Affirm to get your phone. And this is the interest rate I accepted. I can't even be mad with them for giving me this interest rate. I have to be mad at myself for accepting this interest rate. So instead of just keeping my phone that worked but just didn't work to the way that I wanted it to, this used to be almost $1,800. I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and I paid almost $1,800 for it. And that phone is not worth $1,800. But here we are. We're working on it. The next one is a medical bill. This one is mine. It has $1,888.30. There's no interest rate, and my minimum payment is $100. This used to be, the highest it got was like $2,100. But we have changed our insurance and things, so hopefully there will be less medical bills coming in. But this is just a couple bills like labs and CT scans combined into that balance. Then we have my wife's Quicksilver card. This one is $2,717.27, 27.24%, and the minimum payment is $103. I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but just not being prepared for things and having to spend just because, or you have no choice. Then we have Apple. And I know you're probably wondering, if you already have an Affirm loan, why do you have Apple? And you would see this and think like, oh, they bought a new MacBook, or oh, they bought iPads, an Apple Watch, anything. No, all of our devices that we have other than my phone are paid off. The iPads, the MacBook, all of those things are paid off. This is just from spending. Because if you have an Apple card, you know that you can use Apple Pay on your phone and you just scan it. You just put your phone up to the device and it just pays for it. That's what all of this is. Almost $4,000 on food, shopping, anything. Just anything and everything you can imagine is in here but electronics. So the balance is $39.75. It's one of our lower interest rates, surprisingly, 26.24, and the minimum payment is $125. Then we go into our cars. And I say cars, but we have SUVs. Yeah, this one is mine. $22,318.90. I have a pretty high interest rate of 8.95%, and my minimum payment is $469. Then we have my wife's car. $23,298.43, 5.73% interest rate, and 50709 is her car payment. I know somebody's going to say it that we should get different cars, but we're just not there yet. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, I'm not sure. But it's not even that we love the cars. We do love our cars, but we're just not in a place right now to buy new or used or whatever you want to say it. Then next are my student loans. And I have them in blue only because we aren't paying on them right now because they are federal loans, so I don't have to pay on them right now. But I owe $58,746.69. I did consolidate them all, so they do have one set rate of 4.13. And as of right now, September 13th is when they will start, the payments will be due, and my payment will be $315.82. So that is our debt. The total debt is, we have six-figure debt, $117,678.59. And this is the total minimum payments without the student loans, just for right now, $1,572.75. So that is how much of our inflow or income is going to debt without the snowball payments and all that. Right now, that's where we sit. So this is our debt. Right now, I want to put a 1, 2, and 3. Sorry if you can't see that. Right now, let's just look at these 3. These are the debts that we plan on paying off in May. My wife got a bonus on April 28th, and we are using a portion of it to pay off these 3 debts. And then these balances will go to credit 1. As of right now, these 3 will be paid off as soon as possible. And then at the bottom, I have our goal is to pay off $6,000 in credit card debt by December 31st, 2023. And I did put 6,000. I feel if we play our cards right and do everything we're supposed to do, that we will be able to surpass that. But I didn't want to make a goal that was just so far out of our reach that there was just no chance. So I did put 6,000. And I think right now we are going to stick with paying off these 2 next after we pay off these 3. And then we'll decide what we want to do after that. Because I feel like Apple is close to being maxed out, and it makes me nervous having them that close to the credit limit. So we might focus on Apple for a little bit just to get it down maybe, and then go back to a smaller one. I'm not sure. We're still in the works of trying to figure out how we want to pay everything off. But for sure, these ones will be paid off this month. So that is my debt confession. It really is scary. I've watched plenty of debt confessions, and people always say that it's the worst part is facing it, and it definitely is. My heart is racing just seeing the interest rates. The interest rates is what scares me the most because I know a lot of our payment goes only to interest. Like we're not even putting dents in some of these. So we're focusing on getting it together and paying these off as soon as possible. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe to my channel. My next video will probably be a budget with me or a cash stuffing. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned. And I appreciate you guys. Please leave a comment down below if you have any questions or anything. I would like to do a Q&A so you guys could get to know me better. So if you have any questions or if you'd like to know anything, please leave them in the comments. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.